Citizens of the cell, I come to you today not just as a rough endoplasmic reticulum, but as your next cellular leader. I've got ribosomes on my side, and together, we're producing the future.
To tell you about what we do for our cell, for our country, and for our world, we'd like to tell you a few things about ourselves.
We are the ribosome and rough endoplasmic reticulum, the dynamic duo of protein production.
I, a ribosome, am a tiny bead-like structure made of RNA and proteins, either floating freely in the cytoplasm or attached to the rough endoplasmic reticulum.
I, the rough endoplasmic reticulum, am a network of flattened sacs and tubules covered with ribosomes. That's what makes us rough. I am connected to the nuclear envelope, allowing easy transport of genetic instructions straight from the nucleus. Together, we synthesize, fold, and transport proteins that keep the cell and the organism alive and functioning.
We are the protein powerhouses of the cell. I, the ribosome, read the mRNA blueprints and assemble amino acids into precise protein chains.
I, the rough ER, then fold and modify those proteins into their correct shapes and ship them off to their destinations, like the Golgi apparatus, the cell membrane, or secretion out of the cell. We use mRNA, also known as the messenger RNA, the instructions from the nucleus, amino acids, the raw materials for building proteins, or energy, also known as ATP, to power the assembly process.
We provide essential proteins for cell structure like cytoskeletal proteins, enzymes for chemical reactions, receptor and transport proteins for communication and nutrient flow, and secretory proteins like hormones and antibodies. Without us, the cell couldn't grow, repair, or communicate. Life would stop.
Here are some organelles that would be left in shambles without us. The first is the Golgi apparatus, which receives proteins from us for packaging and distribution. The second is the cell membrane, which depends on our proteins for structure and transport. The third is the mitochondria, which relies on proteins we produce for energy reactions. And the last one is the nucleus, which sends out mRNA to us but also depends on our work to make nuclear proteins.
There are 3 key reasons why we're the best. First, we build everything. Nearly every structure or enzyme in the cell depends on the proteins we produce. We work as a team. The ribosome and rough endoplasmic reticulum form the perfect partnership. One builds, one refines. And third, we keep life running. Without protein synthesis, cells and organisms couldn't survive. We're the foundation of all biological activity.
Here are 3 reasons why voters shouldn't vote for, the others. First is the mitochondria may make energy, but without our proteins, they can't function properly. The second is the nucleus. It gives instructions, but without us, those instructions go nowhere. And the third is the Golgi apparatus, which only packages proteins, but we're the ones who actually make them.